Good morning. Today we are going to discuss training objectives. So the training objectives with work health and safety today will be to understand work health and safety within the workplace in the salon, avoid any issues with work health and safety within the salon, and notice any potential danger and how to avoid it with work health and safety within the salon. That's the agreement that we are going to get to today. So between myself and you guys, that's what we're going to get out of today. With work health and safety on site, so within the salon, some things to look out for are going to be blow dries. With the blow dries cord, making sure that when they are not in use, that they are either stored away or they are put on the hook that they are supposed to be. Other things like making sure electronics are turned off when not in use. So again, like blow dryers, overhead dryers, things like that. Also within the salon, there's a lot of water and electronics being used. So making sure when they are in use that they are not combined. So you don't have a hairdryer sitting next to the basin, or if some water spills over at the basin, that is cleaned up, not only around electronics but in general in case a client or a staff member slips. So making sure that they are kept separate, but also again with water, that it's cleaned up. Some other work health safety is scissors, making sure that your equipment, like I just said, scissors are stored in their case when not in use. That if there's, if a client walks past and bumps the trolley, that they don't fall off, one, damaging your scissors, but also with the hazard of hurting yourself or the staff member. We know we have a lot of kids come into the salon with their parents, so making sure that they are out of reach, that when they're not in use, that they're out of reach and in the case, again, for the children or yourself or your client. So making sure that, and hair is swept up as well. So as soon as the client has left, that hair is swept up. Hair can be quite slippery on the floor. So keeping, excess hair and unnecessary hair there can be a work health and safety issue. Training needs when working with different people can vary, different learners. So you need to understand that there is different learning styles, understanding what they are, and then determining what each individual needs. So if you have, if you have 3 different staff members and they all have different needs, you're going to have to determine them. By determining them, you can understand just by watching them how they work, speaking to them, asking them questions, doing a training needs analysis, things like that. And some different learning ways can be visually. Someone can be a real visual learner, that pictures, diagrams, things like that. In hairdressing, you might find that is quite a popular method of training because everything is visual. Everything we're doing is visual. I know there is written components, which can be another determined learning needs, is written. A lot of people like to write notes visually and write notes, so both. Some people work just off visually, pictures, diagrams, PowerPoints. Some people like to write notes, be spoken to and write notes, or PowerPoint and like to write notes as well. Another way is hands-on. A lot of hairdressing work is hands-on, and that can be another learning method, is people like to get in there and do it. You can be speaking about it and it's just not registering it, but show them and then get them to do it, and that can be another learning needs. So it's really important that you understand everybody's learning needs and determine what they are, and then have activities in place for each individual, as not everybody in a training session is going to have the same needs. So having a bit of variation of everything can be a good idea. Have a PowerPoint, have some note taking, have a demonstration, have some role play, things like that. That it's really important that you cover all learning needs and styles so that you're catering for everybody. Training needs, particularly in the activity we're going to do today, is quite hands-on. So what we're going to do is a bit of a role play, a bit of a work health and safety role play. So that's what we're going to do today in terms of an activity. So that's the required training need for today. Candidates within, I think, to have as a manager or a supervisor are very important, and you need to make sure that you make the right decision. You need someone that is going to be helpful, that is inquisitive, that is approachable, that is caring, that is nurturing, and that can kind of that can balance and handle quite a lot of different learning needs, as we've discussed, a lot of different personalities, and be quite, you know, time management, controlling, things like that, that it's really important that they know what they're doing, they know what everybody else is doing, they've told everybody else what they're going to do, everybody's on track. It's really important that, you know, a supervisor and a mentor is picked, you know, specifically for that job. And I think it's really important that you interview them and you understand them, and that the right person is chosen. So like I said, qualities including, you know, that they can handle time management, that they can handle a few things at once, that if they have, you know, 6 people in a learning activity and a learning session, that they can be on top of and control and assist and help and teach and learn from all 6 people.